This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to talk you through this 2021 CrossRoads Cruiser model 28 RKS. Alright, so let me walk to the rear here. First thing is there's a LP Quick Connect fitting right here. That's for your outdoor cooktop right here. There'll be a hose on the back of it with a fitting on it that plugs right into there, okay? Second, the little dorm refrigerator here is always on when you're plugged in. So as soon as you plug into shore power, that turns on. You have a power stabilizer. So the two rear power stabilizers are operated by this one switch here, like so. And then of course there's a switch for the two front ones up there, okay? Now let me look around here so I can just take a quick look at what we got here. Okay, so these can be cranked manually. If you go to the off-door side, there is a crank there, so they can be raised and lowered manually if you were to have some kind of an emergency with them. Okay, just so you know that. Alright, so you have obviously a power awning with a LED strip, outdoor speakers. This is the outside of your water heater right here. Now the trailer right now is in camping mode. There's water in the system. All the antifreeze has been taken out and your water heater is in camping mode. The switches to operate this are inside. It works gas and electric. And this is the drain cap right here, just so you know, so you can drain it. Okay? And you know, I don't know if you've owned a trailer before or not, but there are bypass valves on the back of this water heater that need to be set before you pump antifreeze into the system in the early or late fall, early winter. So keep that in mind. You have to bypass it. Okay? Your steps, they fold into the trailer, and you can adjust the legs to the terrain you're on just by pulling these pins here. There's one on each leg. You can slide them up and down to set the length. That is your front stabilizer switch. Okay? And while we're here, we'll look in here. This is your hitch. We'll show how that operates when you pick it up. Let's see what else we've got here. You've got your dump hose right there. Okay, let's come around. You have a power tongue jack, and this power tongue jack also, if you screw this cap off, you can put a crank on here. I didn't see the crank in there, but I'm going to make sure there's one in there. If it's not in the trailer, I'll find one for you. But you can also operate this manually if you have to. Okay, you have two LP tanks with an automatic changeover regulator, and you have a deep cycle marine battery here with a battery kill switch right there, so you can actually disconnect it from the trailer when you put it into storage. Therefore phantom power won't drain it down nearly as quickly, so it'll last a lot longer. Okay, this is your water hookups here. You have a sink here, or a faucet here. Let me just put that in that position. Faucet. This is your city water hookup right here. So you're just going to hook up the city water and you're all set to go. Let's see what else we have here. Let me walk to the rear of the trailer so I don't give you bad information here. I just want to see if there's what's happening back here. Okay. Alright, so the other hook up there is to fill your fresh water tank. So if you're at a campsite that does not have plumbing on the campsite, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank right here, and use the electric pump and pump it. This right here is a black tank flush. What that is after you've dumped your black tank, you can put the hose on there at the dump station, leave the valve of your black tank open, turn it on, it'll spray out the inside of your tank for you and clean it out. It's a good thing to use. These are your dump valves, gray on this side and black over here. Black is toilet water and waste, gray is sink and shower water. You always dump the black first and then the gray, because the gray is cleaner water than the black. So, okay. This type of slide out you have is called a AccuSlide, just in case you need to know that. That's the brand of it. It's called an AccuSlide. Okay, these are just hookups for your electronics. let me say that. Let me repeat that. These hookups are for your campground cable, satellite in, that sort of thing. They're coax cables. Okay. You have a 30 amp, 30-foot cord right here. Okay. You have a ladder to inspect your roof. You always want to remember your manufacturers state you need to inspect your roof every 90 days or so. So you figure once in the spring, middle of the fall, and then again in the fall. Or wait a minute, let's try that again. Once in the spring, once in the middle of summer, and then once in the fall. You can go up there yourself or have somebody else go up there. You just look at all the sealant. Make sure there's no cracking or separation. Look at the roofing material. Make sure none of it got damaged by low branches or road debris flying up there or anything like that. And look at your vent covers. Make sure they're in good shape. You just do that regularly. And if you see an issue, get it taken care of immediately. That's very important when you own a trailer to take care of that. Okay. This is your vent for your range hood right there. Right next to it is a housing. This is pre-wired for a backup camera. So you could add a backup camera if you choose. All right. Okay, let's go inside. First thing we see when we come here is this device here, which is your power converter. This converts 110 AC to 12 volt DC. So you got 110 AC on this side, and all of the circuit breakers are labeled. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC over here, and you got 12 volt fuses here. They're all labeled. Okay, if they blow, then you'll actually be able to see them glowing through this plastic here. And when you're plugged in, this is a battery tender, so it'll keep your battery charged up front. So that's a good thing, obviously. This is your carbon monoxide, your LP gas detector, and if it beeps very slowly, your low battery alarm. So it'll alert you for carbon monoxide or LP gas. If that goes off, obviously you take everybody outside, leave the door open, shut the gas off, figure out what's going on. And if it beeps very slowly, it's telling you that there's a low battery. So I'll set it off for you so you can hear the tests. LP gas, carbon monoxide coming up. Okay, now low battery. And back to green. So it should always be green like that, if not, get it serviced. Okay. Let's go up here. So this is your panel. So basically, your water pump switch, I told you there's a water pump, so you can pump water out of the fresh water tank. Hopefully you can hear me here, out of the fresh water tank. You would just turn that on. This is also used for winterizing. Your water heater on gas is right like that. Your water heater on electric. And this has tank heaters also, so all your holding tanks have heating pads on them. You turn those on that way. That extends your camping season. You can go out, stay out later in the fall and go out earlier in the spring. All right, your awning switch for your power awning is here. Never leave it out unattended, of course. Your slide room is here. Battery's charged. Fresh water has water in it. Black one, which is the only one you have in this one, I believe, is empty. And then gray. Okay. So I think there's only one, but yeah. So yeah, you just have the one black tank. Okay. And these graduate up in 1/3 increments, of course. When you get past 2/3, you got to start thinking about dumping them. All right. This switch turns on your digital antenna. So you got to turn that on to get a good signal. Now, this is your thermostat. It's very simple. You just hit mode button to light it up, and then you just scroll through it. Or heat, cool is air conditioning, furnace, so on and so forth. And auto and fan. Fan is just the air conditioner running without the furnace. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time today. The air conditioner running without the compressor, so it just circulates air through the air ducts. Okay, so that's what the fan is. Try to always operate the fan and the air conditioner on auto. For the fan position, that's the best way to do it. Now this right here, you can't run the air conditioner and the fireplace at the same time. Right now it's fireplace is selected, but if you wanted to use the air conditioner, you'd switch it up like that. It's just because this is a 30 amp system, you can't run them both at the same time, okay? Alright, so you have a hide-a-bed here, or is this a... No, this is just a theater seating, okay? Cool. The dinette drops down, the tabletop becomes the base, and you can use the back cushions to fill in the space. You got another bed there. Okay. Your refrigerator is just a 12 volt compressor refrigerator. So when you're pulling down the road, your alternator will be charging the battery, and the battery will be feeding the refrigerator. And when you're plugged in, your power converter that we talked about will be supplying at 12 volts to the refrigerator. Okay, always make sure this is latched when you're traveling. All right, the microwave right here. It has a your fan. Let's make sure I'm speaking. Yeah, your light and your vent, 2-speed fan, and it has a light also. Remember that vent's to the outside. Now that vent out there has a baffle in it, so sometimes you have to make sure the baffle is flapping freely so it vents properly. Keep that in mind, okay? Also, this is the range. I don't know if the gas is turned on right now, but we'll find out. So you spark right here by turning this clockwise. So you just select your burner, spark it, there we go. So it's working. Now the oven is a little bit different in that there's a pilot light all the way down at the bottom to the back. I can spark it so you can see it. Hopefully you can see it. Let me get a better. There we go. So what you do is you go, this knob all the way to the right is the oven knob. You pick the flame, which means pilot light, and you depress it and hold it through the entire procedure. Then with your other hand you'll spark this by turning it clockwise, and after this light's down here, you continue to hold this in for another 10 seconds or so to heat it up. You go to operating temperature, and it cycles as an oven does. But when you shut it off, the flame goes out obviously, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay. The faucet and all that's self-evident. You also have a chiller here, a cooler for beverages, right there, which is great. You have a fireplace. There'll be a remote. Here's the remotes here. So this is the fireplace remote right here. So let's see what we got here. That's low, if you can read it there. Am I showing it to you here? Let me see if I'm getting a picture of it. I don't know if you can see that or not. But anyway, you select low and high. Those are fan speeds. All right. High really kicks it out. Obviously, you have you can change the appearance of the flame different ways. Okay. Also, it has a timer, so you can set it to turn on an hour before you get up or a half hour before you get up in the morning, that sort of thing. You have a televator, which is a TV lift. The button's right here. Okay. That is just ambient light. I'll shut that off while I'm doing this here. Okay, your sound here, you can stream off of this USB right here. You can also stream using Bluetooth from your phone or tablet. You go into the system through this HDMI. So if you got like a game machine to keep kids or grandkids busy during a rainy weekend, you can plug straight into it right there. You could also use a Blu-ray player right there if you took one or if you use one. This one has a FM and AM radio and presets just like all radios do, that sort of thing. And then it has 2 speaker zones, Zone A and Zone B. A is inside the trailer, B is outside the trailer. So there's a lot it does. It's does everything you need and then some for camping. And this is the remote for the sound, and this is the TV remote here. Okay. Let's see if I've forgotten anything. Let me look around here. I think I've got it all. So let's go this way. Sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. This is a HDMI plug here. All the plugs are wired through a HDMI. Or no, I'm sorry. I got that wrong again. This is a GFCI, and all the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI. So right there. Okay. So if you blow if you're using something outside and it blows outside, you're still gonna have to reset it inside somewhere. Either this one or the one up front. Okay, so the thing about RV toilets, if you don't know this is the flush pedal, and you can't use them dry. When you talk about dry, you're talking about the black tank, which is directly below. Okay? So when you get to the campground, the first thing you do is you hook up your power and your water. Then you would come in here with your toilet chemical, and you'd step on the pedal. Because you're hooked up to water, it'll come swirling out. It'll just start to fill the black tank. You put about a gallon or so, whatever you prefer. You just find the amount you like to use and get an idea how long it takes. There's no way to tell exactly, okay? So you put the water in there and your chemical, and you're all set. If you're going to dump it and let's say you're going to dump the black tank, but you're still going to stay in at the campsite for another week. After you dump it, you'd come in and repeat the procedure. You'd put some water in there, about a gallon, and chemical, and you're all set. You just can't use it dry. Obviously, the smell will be pretty bad, and also can get clogged up too. So keep that in mind. Your bed comes up and there's storage underneath. You have TV hookups here. There's a backing plate in the wall to hook a bracket. Your emergency window, you're just going to push it all the way through, and you'll push this rod or this handle all the way through, and then you grab hold of this red tab and pull the screen out, and you can exit out that way in an emergency. Alright. Okay, always run your fan with the shower. You want to pull the humidity out of the trailer because it's these are built really tight now, so you don't want to create a climate that favors mold or mildew. So you just make sure you vent the humidity out when you shower. Okay. All right. I think I've covered everything with a minimal amount of mistakes this time. So sometimes, believe me, sometimes I make a lot more. I'll look at the refrigerator and I'll call it an oven or a microwave. So it could be worse. So okay. So first of all, thank you for buying your trailer here at National RV Detroit, and keep in mind about inspecting your roof and the seals. It's very important as a trailer owner to inspect the seals on your trailer, so do that regularly. Odds are you'll do it for years and you'll never have to reseal anything, for example. But when you do need to do it, you want to be aware of it and have it done immediately. So just keep after it, okay? Thank you very much.